Okay, so the first thing we have to establish is that this information is for people who want to be in a healthy, prosperous relationship with an individual. People who want to be in love in a healthy relationship. This is not for people who are still out there running around, want to be involved with different people, not looking to settle down, not looking to be committed, not willing to work on yourself, because that's where it starts at. So that has to be established before we can move forward with anything. This is for people who still believe that love conquers all. This is for people that are wholeheartedly, genuinely committed to wanting to be in a real relationship. Ladies have to understand a lot of, I see everywhere, articles, social media, everyday regular people, women want to know why men cheat. The first thing that has to be established is that a person won't cheat if they don't want to. You can't make somebody cheat on you. So let's establish that right away. But when it comes to a man, with all the temptation that's out here in the world, a woman can contribute to the fact of him saying, you know what, I'm just going to go out here and do it. I'm going to do me. I'm going to live my life because it's not worth giving one individual all my time when I'm not being respected how I feel I should be. The first thing we need to understand is that submission is not the enemy to independence and being a strong woman. A lot of women have been under the impression and been fed information throughout the years that you have to rise up to be equal to a man. You have to rise up to be able to combat a man in any way, shape, or form. The first segment I did of this information, you can look at it. I got into the foundation of how and why society has become like that. So you got to understand, you can't make somebody cheat on you. If a person's going to cheat, they're going to cheat. If they're not, they're not. But here's the thing about men. Ladies, your man has to see you as being precious. He has to see you as being like a flower, something that he feels like he has to protect, something that he feels like he has to feel sorry for, not in like a way of a negative way, but a way of your man should feel like if he sees another woman, because there's beautiful women everywhere, you have to understand, men are going to look. They may even get approached by beautiful women. And the thought might enter their mind, wow, this opportunity presented itself. This woman is amazing, looks amazing, not worried about how she is inside, but she looks amazing. That's all we're looking for at that point in time on those situations. And now you have to make a decision. Do I go for it or do I respect my woman and fall back? Here's where respecting your man comes into play. If you ladies are causing disruption in the household, causing turmoil in the household, chaos, uncomfortability, keeping a man angry, keeping a man unsatisfied mentally before anything else. And that moment when he sees this other woman that may approach him or he may bump into or approach her and he has to make the decision, he should have, you want your man to have the mind state of feeling like it will crush my woman if I cheat on her with this other woman. You want your man to feel like messing with somebody else will hurt you so bad and he feels so bad about hurting you, bringing hurt upon your life. That's the main reason that will stop your man from cheating on you with another woman. It's not about looks. It's not about what another woman may have or what you may have or not. Your first line of defense against your man cheating on you is for him to see you as being something precious. So if you're a person that if a man's in the household, he can't even raise his voice at a warranted time. Not saying you should be accepting somebody yelling at you, abusing you. Just in the time that's warranted for this man to become a man. Maybe something happens, maybe something out of the blue, maybe anything. He has to raise his voice a little bit, show his authority. And you can't let him be a man in those moments. That's when you're setting yourself up for failure. That's when you're not letting your man by nature be what he is. This is what nature has set up for ladies. This is not societal standards. This is not feminism, masculinity. This is what nature has set up. Nature's rules. When a woman has a baby, when a village is started, a society is started, Babies are born, nature reproduces. The child has to be nurtured and taken care of by the mother. Before we had bottles and baby formula, we had women who were breastfeeding children at home, taking care of the babies and raising them. Nature tells the woman she has to sit still and raise this baby. The man doesn't have to do that because that's not what nature requires as far as nurturing the baby, keeping the baby fed, keeping the baby healthy. But the man's responsibility is to go out and get what needs to be gotten for the baby and for the family. Go out and get the food. Go out and fight whatever you got to fight. Go out and protect the family against any outside entities that may come into the environment. We have been so bombarded with so many different narratives and political stances and just unhealthy living that at this point, ladies have lost the identity of their place in society. Keep in mind, this don't mean that you can't still be a woman, still be strong, still be independent, but you have to always possess those qualities for a man. When you don't allow a man to feel like a man, he will go out and somebody else will allow him to feel like a man. It's just that simple. Especially in these days and times when people are being pretty much forced to stay together. It's not always as simple as somebody saying, you know what, I'm not happy, I'll just leave, start a new relationship, or just be single. We got the pandemic stuff going on. We got a lot of financial crises going on. Food chain things that are happening in the world. People need each other now more than any other time since in our recent history. So a person may stay with you because they need you. But if they're in that situation, if they're not being happy and their emotions and they're not being fulfilled mentally, that's when cheating comes into effect. Now this goes both ways. This is just not only one-sided, but I'm speaking from a man's point of view as far as one reason why women get cheated on. You don't want your man to walk out of the house in the state of mind when he sees this other woman who looks spectacular out in the world that he may bump into. When the moment of decision arises of what is he going to do, is he going to cheat or is he going to be faithful? You don't want the last thing on his mind to be you causing chaos in the house. You don't want the last thing on his mind to be, I can't stand my woman. She's on my nerves. All she does is cause stress. All she does is cause turmoil. She's difficult. She's never understanding nothing. You don't want that to be in his mind. What you want to be in your man's mind when he's approached by this other woman is, wow, that's a beautiful woman. I would love to see how that feels. I would love to, I'm still a man, but I can't do that to my girl. I can't hurt my girl like that. What if my girl finds out that I went out and messed with this girl? What would that do to her? Forget about us breaking up. Just think about the mental impact. That's what you want your man to have in his mind when other women approach him, when he's out in the world with other women. So that needs to be understood first and foremost, amongst many other things. There's many other aspects, many other principles, many other necessities that come along with this information. But we'll leave it there with that for now.